Want to get more productivity from your employees? Let's talk about some ways that you can help improve employee satisfaction so that they're more productive for the company. We're going to talk about 3 specific ways that you can help employees enjoy their job more. The first one is to get buy-in from the employees. Now, this may seem pretty intuitive, but sometimes we have to ask employees to do things they don't want to do, or they need to see how it fits into the bigger picture. So, as a manager, as a leader in your company, it falls to you to find the right kind of wording, to find the way to motivate your employee to take on a task that they may be struggling with or may not even want to do. So think about before you sit down with the employee, think about what is the benefit to the employee in taking on whatever the task is. Is it going to be that they've demonstrated superior expertise in a specific area and you want to give them more of that kind of work in order for them to really excel? Maybe it's because they need to see that what they're doing, even though it may seem insignificant, really is part of making the company a better place for not just workers, but for the customer, because ultimately we're all there for the customer. So spend some time beforehand thinking about how you can approach the employee to get the job done. You can't control how the employee is going to respond, but you can control what you say to them and how you respond in return. The second thing is to incorporate play or ways of bringing some more comfort to the workspace. Now, you may be saying, Anna, we're busy. Come on, play? Really? What are you talking about? Everybody playing checkers or something like that? Honestly, I know that sounds a little counterintuitive, but here's the thing. Everybody needs something where they can kind of relax, drop their guard a little bit, and be more like a kid. Because remember, we all had dreams as a kid. We were going to do all of these things. I was recently in a workshop where we talked about how to build culture, and I was struck by one of the examples that the speaker used. She said that there was a company that put out a puzzle, and the team's goal was to put this puzzle together. What did that do for the company? One, it brought on a play mode. Two, the person, the leader of the company, could watch and see how people were interacting, because there's a very famous saying that is, how you do anything is how you do everything. So you can watch and see how people are responding to each other, what they enjoy about the puzzle, what they don't enjoy about the puzzle. It can give you a tremendous amount of insight without it being specifically work-related. The other thing you can encourage your employees to do is to find some kind of hobby or sport or some kind of activity outside of work where it's not work. The example that I'm thinking of is there's a rower who was training for the Olympics, and she actually won a silver medal in the Olympics. But to help her deal with the stress and the rigor of her schedule, she took up piano playing. Not only did she win the Olympics, but she also became an accomplished pianist. This was her way of disconnecting from work, focusing on something else, because our brains sometimes need that disconnect. They need that time when we're not thinking about all of the things going on at work. So play can be a super important piece of employee productivity because we all need some downtime. The last suggestion I have is that you look about what is the optimal amount of stress that's necessary in the workplace in order to get the job done. Now, there's probably no measure, there's not a scale, a 1 to 10 measure of how people are feeling. And the other part is you can't eliminate all the stress from work. The fact is, stress can be very good for productivity. You just have to, one, be able to read your employees to see how they're interpreting stress. Again, that can go back to your buy-in, back to how am I talking to the employee about this task and how they're contributing to the satisfaction of the customers who ultimately are paying your paycheck. Let's talk about a common stress, and that would be, let's say, deadlines. So your employee is getting all worked up about a deadline. And so what you can do is use that opportunity to help the employee prioritize activities and help them build a plan to meet their deadline and provide the kind of accountability that will keep them on track. So here we're seeing that stress becomes a tool for productivity. So again, the three things that I suggest that you look to incorporate into your workplaces. One, make sure that you are doing all that you can to get buy-in, particularly for those tasks that somebody may be dreading, or maybe they're excited about a project, but there's parts that they're really not sure of. That's important. The second one is incorporating play into your workspace and encouraging your employees to have something outside of work that is not work-related. Finally, using the stress that comes with the job to help people create the space they need to get the work done, because ultimately when they're done, they've met that deadline, they're going to feel so much more satisfaction with their job than they did before. If you enjoyed this video, please go ahead and like it, and then subscribe to the video and click the bell so that you receive notification when more videos like this come up. Ciao!